Despite the sweltering heat, you find yourself in the heart of Saqqara, facing Egypt's oldest pyramid. You soon realize that you have forgotten to apply sunscreen, but the excitement of your assignment overshadows any discomfort. You have been summoned to report on the latest discoveries in ancient Egyptian mysteries. These findings date back 4,000 years and are of paramount importance. Archaeologists at the site are thrilled about their recent find, one of the oldest complete mummies in Egypt. As you approach the tomb, you can hardly believe you are about to witness this marvel in real life, beyond the world of cinema. Egyptology enjoyed a fruitful year in 2020, with many new discoveries about life in ancient Egypt. Among these findings was the stunning and well-preserved mummy of a wealthy man, named Hatshepsut. The mummy was unearthed from a deep shaft covered in layers of gold. The most exhilarating aspect of this discovery was finding the tomb, sealed with mortar in the same way that ancient Egyptians did 4,300 years ago. The experience feels almost like entering a time capsule. Take a moment to admire the Pyramid of Djoser at Saqqara. This six-story, four-sided structure is the earliest stone building in Egypt and was also incorporated in the construction of the Pyramid of Giza. Archaeologists have found the earliest records of Egyptian writing in Saqqara. These records are known as the Pyramid texts. These texts were hieroglyphic writings carved on the walls of pyramids in Egypt's Old Kingdom, somewhere around 2575 BC to 2130 BC. Your archaeologist colleagues are currently having an interesting debate about a groundbreaking discovery: the first ever pregnant mummy. Despite knowing a lot about the mummification process, we keep making discoveries that reveal new insights into the lives of ancient Egyptians. It took a substantial amount of time before archaeologists realized that the mummy was pregnant at the time of her embalming. This confusion arose due to the fact that she was placed in a male coffin. Historians state that in the 19th century, traders would often mix up coffins to sell them, resulting in opening them up and swapping mummies to please buyers. The discovery of this pregnant mummy has excited archaeologists as it has the potential to provide new insights into maternity practices of ancient Egyptians, about which very little is currently known. Speaking of mummies, let's have a quick true-false round to identify some myths surrounding them. Did mummification recipes vary across different regions of Egypt? It is true that mummification methods varied between different regions and also over time. It seems as if some ancient Egyptians forgot what their ancestors did and tried to reinvent the process. Additionally, in some wealthier cities like Luxor, thieves had access to mummies. The residents of present-day Luxor had access to the latest mummification materials. However, in more isolated regions, distant from trade networks, these ingredients were unavailable. Therefore, people had to use whatever they had available. Here's another mummy trivia for you. Is it true that Egyptians used to upcycle coffins? This may be difficult to believe, but it is factual. If you presume that we invented upcycling, reconsider your position. We also owe thanks to our ancient Egyptian counterparts for this. Wood was both scarce and expensive for making coffins. Imagine having to offer 5 goats or 250 loaves of bread as payment. To save time and money, many embalmers sneaked into the pyramids and stole coffins that were already in use. Hopefully, none of those coffins was cursed. Are you ready to discover the world of Egyptology in Cairo and visit the Great Pyramids of Giza? The scientific world has been abuzz since the uncovering of a well-hidden secret inside Khufu's pyramid, or rather, a well-hidden tunnel. Some experts consider this discovery one of the most significant of the 21st century, as it could shed light on how the ancient Egyptians constructed the famous pyramids of Giza. Until now, there has been minimal evidence that explains how the ancient Egyptians transported the incredibly heavy limestone blocks. Although some speculate that they received assistance from extraterrestrial beings, others believe that ramps were used during construction. According to the Greek scholar Herodotus from 450 BC, the earliest suggestion of how the Egyptians might have built the pyramids is that the pyramids of Giza were probably created as a staircase. Nevertheless, modern Egyptologists have other theories, and they do not regard Herodotus' account to be true. One of these theories is the internal ramp and Great Void theory. Architects have discussed the Great Void at the center of the Khufu pyramid for years, but its function remained a mystery until recently when the Scan the Pyramids project used infrared technology to examine it and found an internal void. Ramp. If this theory is correct, the ancient Egyptians could have utilized an external ramp on the southern side of the pyramid in conjunction with an inner spiral ramp to move large stone blocks. The inner ramp could have acted as a counterweight, similar to a modern elevator, and both ramps would have functioned as a type of scaffolding for the workers. This excursion is becoming increasingly fascinating. There are still more secrets to uncover. May I ask, would you believe it if I were to tell you that the ancient Egyptians invented robots? Robots? That is not entirely accurate. The creators were astronomers, mathematicians, and engineers who managed to include an unusual invention: an automated goddess known as Meet Hathor, named by scientists, likely built to symbolize the ancient Egyptian goddess Hathor, who represented motherhood, music, and song. For years, this wooden statue resided in the Metropolitan Museum of Art until someone used an X-ray machine to uncover its secret. Experts found a mechanical operating system inside, with a pulley-like axis that runs from the statue's shoulder to her left leg. When the system rotates, the statue raises and lowers her hand. It should be noted that this invention was made over 3,000 years ago, yet it looks like a creation from the 19th century. It's simply amazing. Lastly, on the list is the Sphinx, though not the Great Sphinx of Giza. I am referring to a smaller and cheerier version, the Smiling Sphinx, which features a subtle smile and a happy face. Even with its two dimples, this good-humored statue was discovered during the excavations of the Dendera Temple. Unlike the Great Sphinx, which is believed to have been built around 4,500 years ago, this small one is thought to be much more modern. In traditional ancient Egyptian culture, sphinxes were built to represent royalty and power. Archaeologists have even found remnants of red and yellow paint on the sphinx's face. Remnants of red and yellow paint exist on the sphinx's face. The Great Sphinx is believed to represent Pharaoh Khafra, but what about this little guy? Experts are not 100% sure, but they believe that this statue bears a strong resemblance to the face of the Roman Emperor Claudius throughout its more than 3,000 years of existence. Although not fully certain, experts believe that this statue closely resembles the face of the Roman Emperor Claudius, even after more than 3,000 years of existence. The Roman Empire ruled over ancient Egypt for more than 600 years, from 30 BC to around 642 AD. It is rumored that many Roman emperors never actually visited Egypt. Could this be the reason for constructing the Sphinx in tribute to one of the emperors? At the moment, it is impossible to say with certainty. However, I hope you are inspired. With all these new discoveries, you may uncover some ancient secrets of your own. That's all for today. If you enjoyed the video, please like and share it with your friends. Or, if you're looking for more, click on these videos and stay positive.